Welcome to the Battleground of the Gods.
Welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, a Smite podcast. I am your host, Dep Nation, and joining me today we have Flareb00t.
Hey, ladies, what's up?
Willow 1771.
What's going on, bots?
And we've got a very special guest with us today, Flareb00t.
Hello there.
Flaming boot.
Fire shoe.
Boot on fire.
Fire shoe.
Yes.
Is that your Smurf account's name? Fire Shoe?
No.
Magma sneakers.
I mean, there was a very good Twitter thread that came up recently of people trying to make alternate versions of Flareb00t. So. But
Steam-
Fire
I
shoe is
saw
the
that.
most common one.
Fire shoe. Good. I like it.
Well, all right. Well, before we get into it, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
So, I am a very long time Smite player. I started in October 2012, shortly after the Ares release. That was interesting because Ares could move at full speed in his ult. I have been a theorycrafter for the game. I love numbers. I was a former SPL coach in Season 2 for Upcoming Stars and Team Justice. Let's pretend that didn't happen. And I'm probably most well known for writing the Word of Thoth, which is the Smite Mechanics Bible, as I like to call it. It has everything that you need to know about towers, structures, how protections work, movement speed, all the creatures in the conquest map, and a lot of other stuff.
You are the numbers man.
And finally, I'm also one of the Season 6 Olympians.
Hey.
What's an Olympian?
I believe legally we have to say community representatives. The community thinks we're shills, but
Yeah, that's what you are. You're shields.
of course.
You all you do is talk to Hi-Res to get free gems and stuff, right?
I can say without going into too much detail, I don't need to worry about free gems from Iris. And I'm sure Fred knows more about that story than I'm willing to tell publicly.
Uh-oh.
It's
Uh-oh.
fine. Don't worry.
Willow, we've got two.
I know, I'm
the
a little
party
concerned.
That
There's
have
two.
NDA. Like,
Yeah, right?
we're just going to have to vamp the whole time. They're going to
They're-
be like, this is a known issue. We can't talk about it.
Exactly. And they'll be like, "Hey, do you remember that one thing that we looked at one time? Yeah, that was really cool."
We
Right.
wouldn't say that
We
one
can't
time.
tell you
We just
anything
come out
other
and say
than-
the summit.
Oh, there you go.
At the
There you go.
summit.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
On day 2,
all right.
hour
So
3
the
of the
first
summit,
time
don't
they
you remember
released
that
the
one?
Persephone teaser, the first one, the love letters, and like the first one had like Devour Souls and like 3 other teasers on there. I'm like sitting there on Twitter. I'm like, I want to call out all these hints. Like, I know it's Persephone, and I want to just fucking call out, like, look at all these hints. They're super obvious, people. But it's like, don't say anything.
Oh, no, my
Don't say
favorite one is
anything.
whenever you see data mining and trying to watch people work out what the kit was, and nobody got close.
Somebody said Duke was relatively good. Like he wasn't
Duke's
super
ult
close.
was super close to what I thought it could be before I knew anything. And then was fairly close in terms of the actual, like, grapple. But outside of that, I don't think anyone really good. There's one other thing that I think everything is very hyped for later in the year that me and Fro know and are watching people try and guess, and it's very funny. And you can obviously tell it's the Ruby skins.
Yep.
Everybody's trying to guess who is. The
Everyone's
Ruby
trying to
kid.
guess them.
Dude,
I have,
We ain't
like
saying anything.
First of all, I don't know anything about Ruby, so other than the Duke Sloth video that he put out guessing which skins were going to be what, other than that, I have not a clue. But it's still a really
It
cool
is a very
thing.
good show, and I suggest people watch it. I'm staunchly anti-anime, but it was an enjoyable watch. And I
You
think
could
people
tell
are
the
gonna be
budget
happy with
wasn't
the skins.
quite there for season 1. That's my only gripe with it, is the budget for Ruby wasn't quite there for the first
I
season.
think, yeah, I mean, that's understandable because they didn't know whether it was going to be successful or not, and then it popped off.
Right.
I still
But I
haven't
digress.
watched it yet. I've been lazy.
Is it on YouTube or what? Where can I watch it?
Rooster Teeth.
Up till the
website.
last season is on YouTube. The rest are on roosterteeth.com.
Okay, I might have to give that a watch.
They've also got a couple other shows. There's
Genlock,
what was the big one? Genlock. That was great.
which has got a bunch of famous people, including David Tennant.
yeah.
on.
Michael B.
Oh.
Jordan.
Yes.
We digress.
Yep.
Back to the show notes to keep us on track. So, before we get any further into the episode, we feel like we should bring it to the community's attention because we're sure you've noticed by now. Famous is on sabbatical until further notice, and he got real busy with work, and he's having other stuff. I'm sure Fro, you've had a lot more contact with him than any of us, so you could probably shed some more light on the situation. But
well, a lot of it is he just kind of quit gaming. He got real busy, and then he just kind of stopped playing, and hasn't really felt the urge to pick a controller back up. So that's where we're at with that. So obviously you're not playing video games, you're not playing Smite. It's hard to be on a Smite podcast, so his seat's always open if he comes back.
Yeah.
But
And from all of us here at Baji, and I hope the community has the same sentiment, we wish Famous the best. We hope that he is successful in whatever he does. If he is interested in coming back, even every once in a while, because he just wants to re-engage with the community, we would gladly welcome him back. But at this point, he's walked away completely. He'll always be a member of Baji, and he will be sorely missed. But he's got other things that he's taking care of.
But in some good news, as I'm sure you guys have also already kind of been able to pick up, our good boy Bryce is going to be joining us for a lot more episodes from here on out. We haven't nailed down full time or just what it is. Now, tentatively, we're going with he's always here to make sure we don't have less than 4 people on. But
he's our defined pride.
yeah.
In case of emergency, press this button.
Yeah, in case of emergency, press defined pride. But we've got Bryce.
But expect to see him on more often than just that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be relatively consistent.
VD 2.0. I like it. Alrighty. Let's move on to our games this week. Fro, start us off.
All right.
How are your games, bud?
So I was playing on Xbox, and we were in an assault, and one of my allies had Cupid. And I forget who was with. It was either a Queasy or Rum Runner. I don't remember exactly who it was. But I'm like, look. Oh, actually, no, it might have been Asbestos Dog or his brother Sebastian. But I'm like, look, just don't fucking say anything and just please let me have it. So trades me. I'm like, right, just don't fucking say anything. I just want to have fun. Just leave me alone. We get loaded into the game. I get my first kill, and they're like, Cupid main. I'm like, shut up.
Of all the gods to main, you choose Cupid?
I just have been enjoying Cupid a lot lately. That's why I picked him, like when we did the that playtest. Although that did not go well. Dude, I had no audio the whole time, and it was super awkward because, like, the screen was tiny as fuck, and I'm not in my chair. It was very different.
I was loving the playtests. I was on Oleron. I
Yeah,
was
you
on
were on Oleron, and
1920
you were
by
fucking
1080 for the first
dumpstering me.
time in my life.
You were dumpstering on me, you and Schward. He's
So,
a pretty
for
fucking good
reference,
Hercules. Let's not... He was
His
pretty good.
Hercules was insane. But for reference, I play on an absolute toaster, so I get sub 60 FPS. I play on 1366 by 768 on lowest settings with any files tweaked for maximum performance.
Yeah, Flareb00t's
still
like, this
crashes.
is great. Everything's better. I'm like, this sucks.
This is
Everything is
perfect.
worse.
And the only thing, I've come back and realized I spoiled myself permanently
Yeah.
until I get a new PC, which will be sometime next year at this rate, because I need to move first.
Yeah, and then... Alright, never mind. I was gonna say the next playtest we did, but we can't really bring that up.
No, let's not talk about that one.
It's
All
a
right.
known issue. That's behind NDA.
It's a known issue. That will be our code phrase for the podcast.
That actually is my code phrase for this podcast.
Yeah, that is Pro's code phrase.
Well, Flair understands there's some things like we can tell you we know. That's it.
I've been around this community long enough that I know how to politic my answers as an Olympian. And I know that sounds very like, oh, we are just hire as shills. But we have NDAs and we're supposed to take them very seriously. And we are aware
Legally,
of the
you
position
have
that we
to.
have.
Yeah.
Legally, you have to.
And as much-
he's not wrong.
And when I say politicking, I mean being able to tell the community as much as we can give them without stepping over the line.
Yeah.
Because we want everyone to know all the cool stuff that's coming up. But
And
there's some stuff that isn't appropriate for us to say.
And on top of that, like, when you come to us frustrated about a problem, we know. We get it. But we need to get an answer out of you. Like, a lot of people be like, dude, fucking I was playing this thing and goddamn, it's busted. Well, what do you mean? We need to get the actual answer out of you. So, yes, it's politicking it up or whatever you want to call it. But it's like, no, we want you to give us something to work with so we can give that to them so they can fix it.
I will gladly deal with the worst attitude that you can come at me if you're willing to give me the information I require to give to hires to make things better. That's how I've put it to people.
Yep.
And
There's
that's
been
what
times
we
I've seen
want
Flair
from
like
Olympians.
on Twitter talking to people. I'm like, man, I probably would have stopped that conversation about 3 comments ago because that guy's being a dick. And Flair's like, I'm just getting the information.
The other thing is that I know what it's like to be the person ranting and raving at people and realize that it never got me anywhere. So why not just be useful rather than
What do you mean it
shouting?
never got you anywhere? You're an Olympian now.
That's
the key,
well,
right?
Some people think shouting loud enough makes people listen to you. Unfortunately, it's shouting well enough.
I'll take that.
There's a very distinct difference
I'll
there
take that. That's an
that
acceptable.
There you
I've
go.
learned over many, many
If you-
years.
If you come at the Olympians with stats and numbers,
I mean, if you come at me with stats and numbers, then I'm probably just going to have a 45-minute conversation with you for free. So
there you go.
Can confirm.
I think we are allowed to talk about this one because it was a while ago. I think we managed to turn some random conversation about Phantom into a 45-minute spiel about relics in general. And it was just over the most passive comment that someone made about, oh, Phantom sucks.
Yeah, he's like,
No, Phantom's great.
Yeah,
Phantom-
I
But
think
that's
the
the
actual
point.
comment was
you can have
Phantom's
someone
only
just say,
good.
oh, Phantom sucks, and it goes into this 45-minute conversation about relics as a whole. It's great.
I think the actual comment was
What-
someone said Phantom's only good against Odin, or only good for
Oh,
Odin.
yeah. Something like
Oh,
that.
no.
And then at that point, we had
it's
Alpha
great
Jackal in
against
the Olympians too, and him and Flair and like everybody just went in on it, and like, yeah, I remember you two were getting down to like, in order for an Odin who has max CDR, blah blah blah, if he ults, every time his ult's on cooldown, plus we'll say 15 seconds, just because you got a blah 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 blah. That means you need X amount of Phantoms, and it's like, oh my Jesus Christ, like it.
And then you account for Rally Dagger, and then it gets all weird.
Yep. Yep. Like it turned into this big thing over just a passing comment
And
of
then
it's only good for Odin.
you have the Ymir that phantoms through his own wall
Dude,
to freeze your team.
I was like, what the fuck just happened?
I've
right.
never seen that before.
Last week, I was playing an assault with 2 Ymirs, one on each team, and the enemy Ymir bought Phantom, right? Threw up a wall, Phantom threw it, and then froze us. And I was like, what in the fuck? Like, I just was not expecting it.
He does realize his freeze goes through walls, right? Or were you like
Both of his
far
abilities
enough
go
over
through
the other
walls,
side?
yeah.
Well, it was like throw up a wall to block an ability, and then Phantom threw it, and then just freeze, do his combo ult.
Ah.
He was
I
doing
mean, that's
some next
smart.
level stuff.
That is the definition of a 200 IQ play.
Dude, he was doing
Oh,
some
yeah.
next level plays. Like, it was crazy. All right.
The other thing, since we're talking about Phantom, the other thing that people forget about Phantom is that it has a bonus passive when you proc it that gives you, is it mitigations?
Yes.
I think
Yeah, the
it's
upgraded one
mitigations,
is 15, 10, something percent mitigations for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Which is really
Yeah,
strong.
I'm not infallible. I don't remember everything.
Oh, I don't either. I try and be the numbers guy on here, and I don't remember shit sometimes.
Dude, I hate
that
it.
one
If I
thing
say
with
one
the-
thing wrong with a number and people be like, lol, aren't you the Olympian? It's like, yeah, but I'm
However,
not
give me
fucking
Battle Sound
19.
of the Gods, and I'll crush you.
I gotta bring this up. Fucking Hindu man on the Wraith and Learn Me Wormy
I mean, he's
episode at the
just
end.
talented. He's just talented. We're that good.
There was so many that
This
he
is what
said
happens when you
before.
put the Brits on. They're just good. Slaney did well. Hindu does amazing. What do you want us to say?
I was seriously impressed by Wraithen's number. He had like what, 16 or 17?
I think Wraith was 13.
I thought Learn Me was
think.
13.
Or maybe she was. No, she got. I don't know.
I don't know.
Either way, he missed Hercules 3, which is unacceptable.
Yeah, I thought
It
the
was
same
so
thing.
easy.
Yeah, that's just like a... I can't even make the sound, but I'm a Diamond Herc, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. So how do you miss that?
All right, back to games.
Anyways,
since we
so that was
tangented
my
long enough.
games this week.
Yeah.
I told someone not to roast me for playing Cupid. Actually, I did get another
Roast him
assault
for
in,
everything
what was
else
it, last
instead.
night, the night before, where
Yeah.
I was with Arab. I got Discordia again. And then I made the joke about, oh boy, Arab, I'm on my best god, right? Because I still really don't think that she's my best god. And I fucking just fragged on her. Like, I was destroying on her. Staff of Mirrodin
No,
is
what was
gross
it?
because Strife is hard to hit.
Those yeah, yeah, Stripe's hard to hit. No, Fro and I we fight over Discordia buff and Infinite Assault.
Bruh, it's tough. You can crank out the damage.
Oh yeah. It
I
just
think
depends
I
how you
only
wanna play
really
it.
edge out because, like, I am actually pretty decent at hitting multiple people with the Strife. That's about it.
Yeah.
Because Strife is hard to
You
hit.
gotta go for the high place to make the high
That's right.
place.
Well, anyways, yep, that will be my games this week. Willow.
So if you didn't know, I work in behavioral health, working with teenage
What?
boys.
I had no idea.
This week was a full moon. And if you don't know anything about the full moon, when you're
That's when
working
the werewolves
with...
come out?
No. When you're working
No.
with behavioral and
No.
mental health kids, everything is amplified about 10 times. It is very common for a lot more behavioral issues to occur around the full moon. It's not like clinically proven, but for the most part, it's a pretty consistent
It's
ratio.
not clinically proven, but it's been statistically proven that even, like, crime rates, like,
Yep.
just behavioral problems in general, like at where Willow works, older folk homes, they have the same
Yep.
problem. Like, it's a phenomenon.
Even
they don't know why.
even
but during
daycare
full moons-
centers.
Yeah.
Like, any human services field knows that when there's a full moon, you can tell. Like, I don't even have to look at the moon or look at a calendar and say, oh, it's a full moon. I can just tell from the behaviors that escalate. So it's been a week. I'm not going to go into any detail about work because as a professional, I'm not supposed to, but it's been a week.
What do you know?
so-
Willow also has an NDA. It's a known issue.
Yeah, it's a known issue. So I played a little on Sunday with some of the plebs. We just had some fun. I don't really remember any of the games in particular. But the rest of the week, I've just kind of been chilling. Not like I don't want to deal with Smite when I come home, and that's not because I don't like Smite. It's because when you have a really bad day and then you try and play Smite, it usually leads to a bad time in playing Smite. So I've just
You're
been
not wrong.
playing a little PoE, which is a really fun game. Super complex, but very fun.
I've had a hard time getting into it.
It's
There's just a lot.
I got
It's
too
quite
far on the
long.
Warframe train to decide to play PoE.
PoE is great, but I feel like I'm not going to stick with it once I get really close to the end game because it is excessively complex. Like, every stat on every item matters for every situation, and if you don't have, like, you don't need top end gear, but if you don't have good gear, you are just getting smacked. And if you don't follow some sort of guide, it's really hard. I have 2 characters now, and the first character is fucked because if you don't know how to play and you just start selecting things, you're basically screwing yourself. But I don't want to go into that too much. So I had a little fun over the weekend. This week is I've just been staying away from Smite to reduce my stress. I'll play probably tonight with Fro, I'm guessing, and some of the boys.
D&D
we're recording on
but
Saturday.
you're gonna have to wait until after that.
Oh shit! Well, maybe tomorrow we'll grind some out. But yeah. So I haven't played a ton of Smite. Yeah, that's it. That's been my week.
Speaking of D&D, that reminds me of the tweet. Earlier, Wraithen asked what everyone's playing today, and I'm like, Podcast Simulator 2019 with Flareb00t and Battleground podcast. Battleground.
That was a good one.
I mean, it's accurate.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. All right, Deb, how's your week been?
My week's pretty good. I've been on a mode of the day and conquest train. Gotten Anubis and I believe a cooldowns mode. Went 24 and 16.
Oh man.
No, 20/4/16.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Okay.
Three
That
numbers
makes it
there.
sound
No, you
much
just,
better.
if it's
Much
cooldown
better.
mode, you just gotta get King Arthur and you're fine.
Oh my god.
For sure.
There's one clip of somebody literally just alting as King Arthur over and over and over
I mean, that's
again.
what you do.
Someone
You
sent
ult
me
someone
that clip,
until they die.
and I told them back that it's working as intended, and their immediate response
Working
was,
as intended.
Are
It
you
is
fucking
working as
kidding me?
intended.
I'm like, no, that's working as intended.
It is a mode of the
then,
day, so what do you expect?
Right.
I mean, we
And
start
then,
fixing that, and next people are going to be like, well, Chang'e can do her too every 3 seconds. Can you fix that? Okay.
Or
listen,
Loki
bud.
can stay invis infinitely.
It's like you're not understanding how cheese modes are supposed to cheese.
Yep, it's a cheese mode. That's like if you're playing mode of the day, you shouldn't be expecting the game to be balanced in any way, shape, or form.
That's come. I'm not
yeah.
going to lie. Some of the most fun I've had in the past couple months is playing Match of the Day with Depp. Just like nothing but Match of the Day, and just like not giving a fuck.
And
let's-
it's all
let's
cheese and
frag.
it's all fun. Just because we're fragging or we're getting fragged, and it's like, get us out
Whatever.
of here.
We're done in 10 to 15 minutes either way, and we're on to the next
Yeah.
one. The only thing
Yeah.
that sucks is the timer. I don't know why Match of the Day don't have a shorter timer.
For real.
It's matchmaking queue stuff, isn't it?
It's fucking Match of the Day. Match of the Day. I personally could care less about the matchmaking.
Put me in there with Grandmasters. This is how I'm gonna get good.
Yeah,
Yo,
honestly,
ranked match of the day, please.
honestly, I
match of the day?
wouldn't mind that. Like, if they almost threw it out the window. But I understand a lot of people would. So.
Yeah. And then I was playing Assault 2.0, which I believe is infinite mana, start 40 and 80 cooldown. And I don't know who thought it was a good idea to leave Hell, Aphrodite, and Opwash open repeatedly, because that's all I played in that mode that day.
You only
Yes,
leave
I played
Outwatch
Hell.
open if you think they're going to pick a healer. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
There was a time when, like, I can't remember. I think it was just All Out Assault where Alpash was flat out banned anyways.
Oh,
Yeah.
can we
Just
bring
to
that
save
back?
everyone the time of having to ban him regardless.
I just think all the healers should be banned in All Out Assault. I get so tired of playing them. It makes the game mode less fun.
Just pick 5 AMC as your phone. That's great.
5 Vulcans.
That's fine until
5
they come at you
Vulcans
with
was
5
the best
Blonde.
back when turrets broke backdoor protections. That was fun.
Oh, that was broken. When you can win a game in like 30
My
seconds.
record was 53 seconds after minions
Yeah.
spawned.
I do have a question for you, Flare. Is Vulcan turret supposed to proc Divine Ruin on the first shot?
Does he?
I heard someone tell me that the other day.
I mean, he shouldn't apply any on hits, regardless of what shot number, but
I was gonna say.
they might be confusing the 2-shot with just warning them afterwards.
Well, the one wouldn't
Worth
be
an
divine.
investigation, though.
All right.
I'm doubtful, let's put it that way.
Yeah, they did a lot of work with Vulcan turret to make sure that it was working as intended.
I mean, it's just a pet. It's pretty, like, standardized. A pet shouldn't apply on hit effects. That's why it was very weird when AMC's passive was called a pet, when it wasn't. Because it's just bees. Not the bees.
Not the bees.
Oh
Where's
my
Nev?
god! Did you guys see the audio I posted?
I got the sound clip you sent us. Yeah.
She's just like, not the bees. And I'm like, oh my god, Nev.
Oh, that's something else. And then went into some Omni mode yesterday. Popped off as Thanatos.
Wow.
I had a 2-0-3 game that ended in 5 minutes.
Damn.
Just I would go up like I was jungling, like legit jungling, because you start at level 3 or maybe 5. I don't know. Got my speed buff, got all the buffs, and then I just ult into whichever lane I was closest to, as I was doing jungle camps, because your ult is up enough for rotations. So, one time it was against an Aphrodite who managed to ult heal herself out of lane. The other match
sounds so toxic. Okay, Omni's like the one I don't enjoy that much. I used to.
Omni's
but I do not.
I agree.
Omni with bans is okay.
I like the old.
Neptune's
I
dry.
like Omni on the old map more. I'm not gonna lie, because I would always. It was our cheesy little strat to start Gold Fury, and just always secure Gold Fury right off the get go.
Yep.
True OGs
But,
remember the best match of the day. Super size
Domination?
showdown that was totally not suggested by me. There was Bacchus, Convocana, Jonqui. It was all the fat guys in Assault.
That's hysterical.
It was great. Perfect. I totally didn't have multiple people message me that weekend saying I hate you because of that match of the day, because it was on a gemstone weekend.
Oh gosh. No, you know what is actually horrible is my second Thanatos game, where in Omni, my team, I'm Thanatos. There's an Osiris, there's a Soul, there's an Izanami, there's an Agni. But was the enemy team sweaty. So they picked Odin, which, you figure you have his shield up constantly, so you can't really take damage. You got a Neja. Not that bad. But then their next 3 picks: Aphrodite, Chang'e, and Hel.
That is unfortunate.
The Afro constantly linked to the Hel. And
That's why I don't like
went,
Omni.
I went 14-7. Like I did well, but
but at what cost?
The Agni and but at what cost? the Agni and the Izanami just weren't having a fun time, which it's never fun, but I was having a blast trying to power through those healers. But eventually they caught on and just Afro kissed me. Feels bad.
And then killed you before you had a chance to do anything?
When my team actually team fought, like I was able to, like I pulled off a quadra kill. I think
nice.
I got a fake pentakill on a mode of the day, so it doesn't actually count towards my pentakill numbers.
Feels bad.
Yeah. Yep, feels bad. I don't actually have the pentakill award.
You'll get there eventually. My first was an Alquang. Actual Alquang, not Kukulkan. The OG Alquang. A mighty storm! In Arena, so.
But yeah. So that's how my week's been going. I grouped up with a buddy of mine who's been out for a little bit, and he's come back to the game. Makes me happy. Partied with Adios yesterday. It's been fun, man. Got my games in. But Flareb00t, how have your games been going?
Mine's been alright. I had a few games on Olympian this week, much to Fro's displeasure, I'm sure, causing him some PTSD from playtests.
Bruh, I was getting fragged.
I had a lovely time, and Washi was murdering Agnian people. But I think my best game this week would have been Olympian and Sylvanas in the duo lane, playing with one of my friends, Ruler, who also coached with me back in Season 2. So it was like a 2-man job for them. Still didn't get anywhere. Says a lot about us. But I have a hell of a lot of synergy with him. And it basically turned into a 2v4, and I came out of there alive with 3 kills. So that kind of done buggered up.
So what you meant by a 2v4 is a one-sided slaughter.
Yeah, basically. It was a Merlin, it was a Baka, it was a set ADC, and they also had a Sylvanas, but they engaged on us, we got ulted, I was waiting for the Baka ult, I Aegis, turn around, ult all of them, kill the Baka, kill Set because he's still in the ult, and we got a 3-man Sylvanas ult. I just don't know what they were thinking, really.
Yeah.
And I think I ended up like 12-4 that game or something. And then had
That's a
some really
solid
sweaty
game.
people. It was the same people the game after, but they picked super sweaty after that.
Oh, well, yeah.
So then we kind of
That's
lost.
how it goes.
but
You lose a game, you get full sweat mode going. And
It was a 4-man, and then they actually tried the game after. It's just, oh, okay. We have 3 randoms, and you don't
So
this
that's
time.
how it's
So
gonna
this is
go.
going to be an interesting fight.
yeah.
And I got bodied. But no, the games have been fun. I'm still slowly working my way up the battle pass. I'm a limited skin hoarder, so it's going to be expensive for me.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
The,
gosh,
The prestige track is going to hurt.
Yeah.
That's a lot of playtime or a lot of gems.
Keep saving your gems.
I think, yeah, I know. I think the main thing about the prestige track that people don't realize is that if you actually work the numbers out, it's only slightly more than double the time from 1 to 60 of the normal one. It's 2.17
the way I see it, that's
times,
still double,
but
that's
obviously
still double the time.
that's the point. It's supposed to be a 1 to 60 thing, but I think the community's concerns about the battle pass the hires are aware of. So, not that I'm promising anything not that I'm promising anything's dramatically changing about anything, but I think they know how people feel about it.
I just feel like it's too short of a time. I don't know. I always feel pressured with these battle passes. Like, I'll get them, I'll be playing, and like I just can't casually play and get the battle pass done after buying it, you know?
Dep, you don't play as much as the
Is
average
that
Smite player.
the normal 1 to 60 that you feel pressured about, or is it the
play as much.
prestige bit?
The prestige bit,
Okay.
mostly.
I think that
Like,
the
I
idea
can-
of
I
the
can
prestige
get
thing
the- I
is
can get
supposed
the
to
1
be
to
the people
60
who are
done,
the super
but-
hardcore
No, yeah,
players.
that
who like,
caters
I
people who play a
religiously
lot.
play this game, and it's the same
Yeah.
idea as the demonic Thanatos, and that was a basically tier 5. Well, not the evolving part of a tier 5, but
it was the end of the tier 5
Yeah.
recolored. Yeah.
which is rare enough to justify, in my opinion, because that was over the course of a year, so you could still like sweat it out over a summer.
Well, yeah,
or
that
whatever.
one was fine because you had the whole like 3 seasons to do it, which was like how many days? Like a ridiculous amount.
Well, I mean, it's basically a year. But the other thing with the
Right.
Battle Pass is it's got to be short enough that you can steadily churn out new ones, so you've got people who want to get this new content, versus long enough that you can actually give people the time to unlock it.
Yeah,
And
thought
at the moment,
season
I'm kind of
pass
okay with
system
the
they
8
were
weeks.
doing was fine.
I've just started a new job, and my time playing has decreased dramatically, but I'm still on track to hit 60.
Mhm.
And then whatever I have to spend after that, gems-wise, to get the prestige tag, we'll decide whether that's worth it later on.
Yeah,
See, I don't have problems with the battle pass as a whole. Like I've talked about this on the podcast before. the battle pass concept is perfectly fine in my opinion. My problem is that I really loved the way the fantasy point system worked and the way it encouraged people to get involved in the SPL and follow along a lot more, which I think is something that is now lacking in actual Smite and the way
Well, it's like
or
the
in
launcher,
the game.
right?
My response to that, without trying to shill too much, is it just the getting people engaged with esports thing, or is it the you got rewards for watching?
No, I watch anyway. I'm gonna watch no matter what.
But that's my point, because a lot of things that you get as an Olympian is like, oh, it basically boils down to, oh, we want more free shit, which cool, but not likely to happen. And
Right.
like on the esports side of things, I know that there are some cosmetics that are basically done. And like this is public knowledge. There's always talked about on Reddit before. They are basically done. They're just waiting legal stuff. So
Yeah.
it's kind of they'd love to do more stuff about esports this year, and it's being worked into the plans for next season. But there's only so much you can do when people are waiting legal stuff. It's Renegades all over again.
Of course. Viva la Visa.
Yeah.
I
Viva
don't know.
la visa!
I'm a huge, not only am I the numbers guy, I'm also the esports guy on this shindig. So I'm watching all the games today as I play whatever. And then, I'm always following along. I watch all the content that I can. Everything from the esports side. So like I love that they were doing so well to integrate it into the game and encourage you to support a team and have a badge so that you're making a little more progress to get rewards, but also to just enjoy Smite as a whole for and the esports side of it. But I understand that the community as a whole, and look at our fan base, a lot of our fans don't pay attention to the esports. It shows in our numbers. Whenever we do an esports episode, our numbers are a little lower compared to the other stuff because people just don't care about esports. So I get why they're not like over pushing the SPL or the SML or anything. But at the same time, I still love that as something integrated into the game.
Well, they basically still did it with the Mixer store, right? So it's just not geared towards esports, but geared towards their Mixer content.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Smite game channel and all the guest streamers and such. So, like, their technology is still there, but I wonder what the statistics on that are, because I know you get the Mixer points for watching, right?
Yep.
So I wonder how many people watched until they got the Kabrakan skin and then they stopped watching. Like, what are those numbers, you know?
I mean,
Yeah,
you'd
I
also
know.
have to consider the fact that you don't just get Mixer points for watching the SPL. You get it for watching streamers on Mixer.
Right, well, no,
So you'd be
that's
looking
what
at
we were
actually
saying.
how much time are people watching Mixer, so how many points do they get in the Mixer store? And there's probably a pretty easy stat to find. Could ask.
I have a crap ton of Mixer points. I bought all the skins from the first grouping. Except for one because I already had it. I bought all 3 of these ones that just recently came out. And I still have like 3k Mixer points just sitting, doing nothing and collecting. But that's because
that's a lot of time.
Well, that's because I watch when I'm at work in the afternoons. I'm usually sitting at a desk doing paperwork, so I'll usually have whatever Smite content is up on like split screen on my monitor, so I'm watching that and doing work. But that's not how everybody is. Like, there's a lot of people there's some people that I know just watch everything. Like Zex from the Olympian Discord watches almost all the content on that Smite game channel. He's always in the chat, but that's because he just likes Smite content and likes talking to the community. But then there's the people that come in and say, oh, how many mixer points do I get for just watching for 15 minutes? Well, you get like 1. You get, I think it's 5 every hour or something, every 12 minutes or something.
It's 1
I
every
don't
5
remember.
minutes, I think.
You might be right. I think it is 1 every 5 minutes, something like that. But like, you don't get much just for popping in. You actually do have to put some time investment into
You get it for
earning
sticking
those
around.
points. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, like, if you watch a lot, like I do, I have a crap ton of sparks, and then you get bonus mixer points for using some of the stickers and stuff in chat, but I don't know.
That's something I always thought was weird with mixers, those little stickers and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like I don't need that clogging up my chat.
I hate the ones that affect the screen.
The
Like,
screen.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Please make those go away. I close the chat whenever I'm watching because I don't want to see.
There
it
is a
scrolling.
setting for that one.
Yeah, I gotta look into it.
It's in your account once, but I think it's session specific, so you have to do it every time.
Oh, of course.
I feel like that's a mixer problem rather than a Smite game problem.
Oh yeah, no, definitely a mixer thing.
There, like, Mixer is since its inception, Mixer has stepped up greatly in providing a lot of things. There's definitely some things that are lacking though, that I wish like Twitch has that Mixer doesn't. Like VODs are really bad playback wise. Clips don't ever work correctly. Like, these are things that have been worked out already. You just have to implement them effectively, and they just haven't. But
Well,
I don't
that's the
want
thing. It's like they've got Microsoft money. Like, fix your
Yeah.
shit.
That's what I
Get it
mean.
together.
Like, you got fucking Microsoft backing you. Let's
By
go.
the same vein, Twitch have Amazon money, and they've got some big problems at the moment.
Well, that's because Twitch admins and whatever you want to call it is fucking atrocious. Like, extremely biased. They're only worried about the money. They play ads literally on every channel, and it tells you it's just supporting Twitch. Fuck you. I don't want to, like, I would greatly appreciate supporting the content creator because they're the ones who need the money. Why do I have to watch an ad for a streamer who's not even fucking affiliated? And if you are affiliated, you're still not getting ad revenue. You're only getting ad revenue if you're partnered. I don't know. The way the Twitch system works really pisses me off.
I'm merely playing devil's advocate, which, again, I've got pretty good at.
He's poking your buttons, Willow.
Oh, I could have a 45-minute conversation about how atrocious both platforms are and how better
you know
they
what
both need to
we
be.
should. You know what we should talk about instead of that? We should talk about the guest questions.
Guess questions.
And I believe Fro should have the Discord. And Willow, you got Twitter, don't you, bud?
I posted the one question from Twitter in the Discord. So all of them are in the Discord channel.
All of them are in the Discord.
I'll start. Yep, there we go. First one from Ash Basham. If you could make a skin for any god, what would it be? Anime? Oh, that's a new question. Sorry.
Where are you, Willow?
All the way up at Ash Basham? Oh, wait, no.
I don't.
Hold on.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
That's wrong.
Well, we can go and ask
Scroll
that
down
question
to,
anyways.
Coffin Monkey.
Sure.
Yep.
So what skin would I have? I'm sure Fro already knows the answer to this one because I spent an hour going on about it earlier in the week. I am a self-proclaimed Thoth main. If anyone didn't know, well, I don't know what planet you've been living on. So, I would really want a skin for him. And my suggestion would basically be High Fantasy Pyromancer. Take the theming from Ra's Phoenix skin. Take the book he's wielding. I know it's supposed to be the Book of Thoth, but change that for the Flame Orb that Ra has during his VXG. He's plucking his magic energy out of that whenever he's firing his basics. He's got little fiery hieroglyphs. The walls are ablaze. Literal fireball for the 2. And during the ult, wings come out. You want some nice flowing red armor. Got the gems from Ra, except a bit more orangey rather than the blue.
You know, you could actually have it where the wings actually like open up more and more as the ult charges and like raise up even higher.
That's the idea.
Okay.
You have the wings come out as he's charging, so each glyph they get progressively larger and then close in as he fires. As you can tell, I put a lot of thought into this one.
Well, and I feel like that'd be
Legit.
relatively easy to do since they could reuse resources that they already have. I'm sure that's a thing for animators, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like how Ra's ult does have the wings moving as he's firing it. It's not just about being easy to do, or rather.
Well, no, but I'm saying like there's no excuse for them now.
See,
We should have it.
I still am pushing for 3 different skins. I want a goddamn Eskimo Pele. I want the police chief Ymir. And
Yep.
I want Shaka Zulu Achilles.
Is that not the wild skin that he's got already?
No, like I want legit black Achilles, like black, with like the African tribal armor and whatever the spear is called. It's like
Oh, the full like
whatever
Zulu
spear.
shield tribal. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
like straight African warrior, like Achilles.
That'd be pretty
Fair
sick.
enough, fair
I'm
enough.
not gonna lie.
I was told that
That'd be
there's not
pretty
enough to it. It needs to have more pizzazz, and I'm like, make it a witch doctor. I don't fucking care.
You make it a witch doctor. I don't know. There doesn't need to be pizzazz. I mean, look at his recolor. Like,
That's a recolor.
Well, the recolors are always just recolors.
well, I know. I'm just saying, like, there's nothing. There's no pizzazz to it.
It's because it's a recolor.
Okay, his the gladiator one. What's it called here? Battle worn.
Yeah, that one I think is the one that you're looking at is not very pizzazzy in my opinion.
There's
Like, it's-
not a whole lot of pizzazz to that.
but that's because it's a free skin.
Now the night one, that's pretty cool. And the Tiger's Fury, but
No, I just want straight up an African warrior Achilles.
I just want policeman Ymir. BOTGPD. It needs to happen. Our Olympians
all right.
need to get on this.
Flair, I'm
Oh,
pretty
our
sure you heard me
Olympians,
talk about this, but have we explained the police chief Ymir?
I think we had discussed it at one point. My memory's fuzzy.
So the one could be a barricade, right? Or bar cells, or jail doors,
Isn't the 2 spike strips?
Yep.
Yep.
The one. Yep, the 2 spike
The
strip.
3.
I didn't know what you said for the 3.
Just literally a whistle
He
in his
blows on a
mouth
whistle.
and big anime style pop up freeze
Okay.
when he casts the freeze. And then the alt, I'm thinking the best bet would literally just kind of be like the red and blue lights twirling around him while he like it's charging and all that. And then Hindu Man
Yep.
brought this up. The VXG, he could hop into a little policeman Smite car and drive around.
Smite car must die.
No! Smite car best game mode.
Smite car worst game mode.
I agree. It was terrible.
I come to Smite to play Smite, not Mario Kart. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. All right. Coffin Monkey comes in. If you had to design a pair of boots, what would they look like?
They would be nice and full of flares. That's it.
That's it.
It's just a boot with flares
Strap
sticking
some
out.
road flares to the
it's
side
a
of
regular
the boot.
with flares on. That's
There
it.
we go.
I mean, if you really want to say what I designed my boots to look like, look at my new Twitter profile, which was designed
go.
wonderfully by Wolfdog. He did an amazing
Wolfdog.
job on it.
Yeah, that guy is.
He
very
also did a
talented.
really nice skin concept for me recently. For
Was it-
a set skin.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the Thoth skin.
I am tempted to ask him to do the Thoth one I've been asking for. But I'll give him a few weeks.
All right, Adios comes in. Is there any mechanics you would like to see that is not already in Smite?
I think there's 2 different questions to that. Are there mechanics I'd like to see in Smite that aren't in it at the moment? Are there mechanics I'd like to see in Smite that would actually be fun? They're 2 different answers. Because there's some stuff I'd like in the game, but it would not be enjoyable to play against. It's like whenever someone says, like, oh, can we have something that reverses people's controls? That's not
No.
fun
Please
and
no.
interactive. I'd rather play against Nox all day.
And where's the counterplay? And people will be like, well, you can just beads it. But it's like,
You can just beads it.
yeah.
Yeah, but if
So
my-
listen to every
Fuck.
character, just CC them.
Now, that could be an interesting mixer mechanic for those games that have interactive mixerness.
I mean, yeah,
think
but
they
that would also
will.
require
For a while,
mixer interactivity with Smite, which would
Pay
Be a
pay
lot
enough
of
money
work
and
for,
you
I
can
doubt,
reverse
very much gain.
someone's controls.
I'd rather them push for Sony to work with them better.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's what they can do. They can use the mixer money. To
Yeah,
bribe
let me
Sony.
use the Microsoft money to get Sony to fucking work with us. There we go. That's
On a real
Yeah.
point of mechanics, then I would have to say that a lot of what I want in characters has been done already. Like, I'm very much a fan of either summoner mages, so where I get everyone to do everything else for me. Physical confrontation, just to put it into context. I'm not the person who will go out fighting people. I will let someone else fight in my place.
I would
I'm getting the
love.
hell out of here. You can do it for me. But not that it ever happens, but I'm a very, very delightful person to be around, and Fro knows this. I'm totally not a dick.
Most of the time.
I'll go on a bit of a tangent. No, full story, Fro didn't actually like me for the first few months in Olympian.
Not at all.
Because I do not have the most welcoming personality at times.
It required us having an
But that-
actual
yeah,
like
I
require
physical
a bit of nuance.
conversation, and then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now that the text has a voice to it, I get it.
Oh, he's not a dick. He's just British.
Yep, you're right.
I mean, yeah.
Fair enough.
Summoner mages and artillery characters. So, like, Thoth specifically. Alaran is a really good favorite of mine now. Merlin's been great this year. I have like 650 odd games on Kukulkan. I still only have like 2 stars on him because so much of my gameplay on Kukulkan is from when he was Aokwang pre-worshippers. That's what some people don't realize. We didn't used to have worshippers, so I just have like 300 odd games that aren't worth anything.
Feels bad.
But I feel like a lot of the most recent mechanics have been stuff that I'd like to see. But I would like more general long-rangey stuff. Because I'm always a fan of sniping people from a mile away.
Yeah.
I think it'd be dope
Do you
to have
like
a god
the-
that had like multiple forms of like madness and fear. Like
I think
I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a big
without-
fan of Discordia and like I love hitting them with the madness and then getting them to kill their ally. That's one of the most satisfying things to me. It just feels so good, so good.
Yeah. What is it? I feel like there's a couple CCs that are underutilized. Like, isn't Ra the only one with that blind?
For one, blind isn't technically CC, it's a debuff because Beards doesn't cleanse it. You've got Ra and Shabao. But generally, vision restriction is like, they don't want to go too hard in it,
It's
because then you
something-
just build a team that you can't see, and
yeah,
that's
you
not fun.
Definitely want
So,
to keep that.
I mean,
light.
Set's been the most recent example of vision disruption, and you've got back assault, because that puts the weird little trunk effect on your screen.
I literally used the hippie Bacchus because of that. It's more
Hippie Bacchus is pay to win because it
It
looks
is
different.
so
enough.
dumb. It's the
So
worst.
intense.
It literally changes the color on your screen, and it's so dumb.
Well, some more long-rangey stuff would be my kind of shtick.
Do you like the fact that Persephone ult goes forever unless it hits something?
I like it more than Yanis ult, and I like Yanis. It means I don't get one shot by it.
Dude, I got so tired of you and Clumsy talking about Yanis.
We had like 4 discussions on it.
That's my point.
It was only
You
4.
had 4 discussions in 3 days.
Shh. Well, I mean, I only spoke to him about it over 2 days.
All right, so 4 discussion in 2 days.
It worked. We got the buff we wanted. We got the we got half revert.
They got half of it. It was
We got no. We got
compromised.
a
We
half
won.
revert, which is what I wanted.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
his 2 used to be 8 seconds. It's now 10. Go in the middle. 9. Easy. Buff.
Easy.
Nobody hates it. No one's mad. Good job.
All right, Audios
Duke
comes
Sloth
in
was hating
again
that.
with. Ooh.
Mm.
What is your favorite beer?
Beer.
Yep.
I'm not particularly a beer person, so I'm trying to think. I really don't drink it. I basically, if it comes to beer, I just drink whatever's in front of me. I don't care if it tastes like swill. Now, put me on either cider or rum, and we're having a different conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking
To
of
which
rum,
Fro knows already.
how did you get that Captain Morgan back over?
No, I think I left it there.
Did you?
Yeah, I can't be bothered paying customs.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you looking it up and you said it was like $20 or something to go through customs or some shit.
I think
like
the way it worked out, it was like I may as well just buy another bottle at home for
Yeah.
what I had left and how much it cost me. But actually, while it was over there, you guys have super cheap alcohol. I'm incredibly jealous.
It's still heavily taxed by the U.S. government.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's taxed, so it's hidden.
I mean,
fees.
it was still cheaper for me to buy a bottle of rum over there than it would be here.
Well, remember, to us,
Yeah.
Captain Morgan isn't imported.
True.
I mean, I
Captain
wasn't
Morgan
buying
is-
for quality there. I was buying for, can we get some drinks?
Right, I'm saying
Which
it's
is
just gonna be
hilarious
cheaper
because
we don't
Charlie
have
was
to.
like, all right, let's go get some drinks, and then doesn't drink the entire
"Dude,
week.
I know." Fucking this guy, let's go get some drinks. I'm like, all right, Charlie, that's how we doing it, man. I'll get us some
Actually,
Jaeger. Let's go.
Charlie is
No one
actually
else
the
drinks.
grandma of the group. He went to bed at 8 o'clock.
Of course he did.
I managed to make it to dinner, bearing in mind I'd basically been up for an entire day at that point.
Charlie's just like, no, nap time.
We're taking him to the home soon.
Silent Reveries comes in with, why was boot your clothing choice?
So, history, my name wasn't originally Flareb00t. It was something else in a different video game that I'm not going to go into too much detail. But anyway, someone decided to change my name from that to Flareb00t. And then I was like, that's cool. And then someone changed it to something else who seemed stupid. And I was like, nah, I'm going to stick with this one. Unfortunately, the third one stuck with the community I was in. But then when I moved over to playing Smite, I was like, right, I'm going to take this name. And I just stuck with everything else from there.
What was that third one?
Flareb00ts.
Flare
Yeah, I'd
Boodles.
rather have Flare boot.
Flare Boodles. I like it. That's great.
I like
Oh,
the
boy.
current one.
All right, Silent
you
also
realize
says,
from here on out, I'm just straight referring to you as Boodles, right?
Just boodles.
I'm
no
sorry.
Sigh emoji.
The opinions of Fro do not reflect the opinions of Bot G Podcast.
play.
That's fine. I've dealt with them long enough.
I'm sorry. Silent also says, who's the best Olympian and why does Fro suck?
Who's the best Olympian? It depends on what you're on about.
Yeah.
Because we're all the best at something. Charlie's the best at drinking White Claws. I'm the best at annoying people. Fro's the best at trying to understand British slang.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Kitten is definitely the most dedicated of getting people's feedback across, even when some of that feedback isn't the most useful. Which I'm sure is not a slight towards anyone, but
No, she makes sure if someone tells her, she passes it on.
100%. Like, if you pass your stuff to Kitten, it will get passed along. Not
I think that's why
100%
everybody
sure,
on
like-
Twitter adds her.
Oh yeah, it's great. She's also the best at having people message her, "Can we ban this person, please? We can't get you banned, mate."
Oh,
Like,
we get that all the time.
I don't know how many times we can stress this. We are not a support team. We're not going to immediately get someone banned. At best, all we can do
Can I say that
is say that something bad is
real
happening.
quick, that Sword's definitely the best rando, and that Warchi's the best Jaja. Mhm.
Yep, definitely. Wraith is definitely
Yep, best
the
loudmouth.
loudest. Savvy is the savviest.
She
Who else
also
am I
can be the most
missing?
savage at times too. Let's be
You
real.
forgot,
Like,
Oh no, Savvy is actually Savvy should be
I've
Savage.
dropped that a
twins,
few
like,
times when she's responded. It's like, damn, Savvy.
I feel sorry for Wraith sometimes because he is the roasty of the 9 of us. And then AJ is the wizened guy who went off on his travels to space station.
The one that you're missing
we're forgetting
is the
Killer.
PS4 Olympian.
Yep.
Oh, and of course, Killer.
He's the best little person I know.
He's the most Latino of us.
He's the most Latino.
He is the most Latino.
You're not wrong. It's got me beat by far. I'm like Taco Bell level of Latino.
So not at all?
Mostly American, and then you say, wait, you're Latino.
Yes.
No, I think everyone brings their own special qualities, and that we're all 9 of us together more than the sum of our parts. And it has been a great time so far, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Yay.
So there's your kitsch, not insulting anyone answer.
All right, Silent has one last question, and I posted a picture in the Discord chat so you can answer this a little better.
Okay.
He said, "Can Flair explain his burner Twitter account?"
No, because that's definitely not mine.
No.
Let me
What
just read
the
you
hell?
the profile bio.
No,
Yes,
don't even
Daddy.
read that. That's
A
vile.
submissive little Charmander that will do anything her daddy commands.
This person needs. I'm reporting them for impersonation.
The Twitter handle
This gotta go.
At Flareb00t.
Yep.
This has gotta go. This has gotta go.
All right, Boodles, whatever you say.
This is the
man.
best part of the
Whatever you say.
podcast. We can end now.
He's like, I fucking regret coming on already.
God, why?
God, why?
Well, we all make mistakes in life.
Flareb00t.
Oh,
I just
boy.
noticed that part when I was reading the bio. I read it earlier, but I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
All right, Blaze McBain comes in with 2 questions. He said, "What god/item do you think may need a rework?"
Rework. Okay. That's a good question, actually. I don't think there's many items in the game that are bad enough that they deserve a complete rework. I think in terms of that's a really interesting question, because I genuinely don't think there's anything that hard needs a
Loki.
rework at the moment.
I like where Loki is because
right.
he's not getting played.
Loki will never be in a position where you can make him simultaneously fun for people to play against, competitively viable, and
Well, good.
fun
Let's
and
at
interactive.
least do 2 of the 3.
Like as a player, not just playing against them.
I hate the decoy.
There are certain gods that
The
the
gotta
decoy's
go.
awful.
Like that's what makes him like stupid.
But historically, reworks do not help. Like, every single rework they've done so far, up until the mid-season stuff, has generally been received negatively. Like, the Ratatoska one most specifically, because then you have all the comparisons to, oh my god, this is just a Thor clone. And which definitely not a Thor clone now. But, I don't think Loki, if you reworked him, I don't think people would be happy outside of the fact that, oh, old Loki is gone. People who play Loki already won't be happy because it will change something about his kit that ruins his identity. Quotation marks around
Yeah,
that.
but as a Diamond Loki, he
And I
feels
know you're a Loki
bad.
main, so you
Yeah.
can somewhat agree with that, even if you don't like
I
the
think
decoy.
the 2 and the 3 are the things that could really get tweaked without upsetting the mass. Like, the alt, you change that, people are gonna be mad. The Invis, you change that, people are gonna be mad. The 2 and the 3, they'll just be upset. But I think the non-Loki players would love a change to the decoy. And I kind of would too. I would like
I don't
more
know.
to do besides just decoy. Like, especially when half the time, if you're playing Loki with your friends, like you're in a 5-man, they're yelling at you about stop proxying the fucking wave. And I'm like, bro, but cooldowns. And I want, like, that's what I do.
Yeah, I laned against a Loki the other day, and it's just such a passive laning phase, because once he gets his decoy online, like, he doesn't fight you, like, I know Assassin, like, but it was frustrating to play against. not being able to have an answer to, oh, they're just not going to fight me and they're going to throw their decoy to clear wave.
The closest item, I think, to needing a rework is Mail of Renewal. Because it is too much of a win more item, but is also bad in an anti-heal meta. That's about it. Everything else is fine.
That's actually a good concept. The fact that the anti-heal ruins that item, even though if you're winning and ahead, it's a really viable option to like keep pushing your lead. The fact that you can't use it in an anti-heal meta makes it completely unviable.
I think it's just purely based on you snowballing a fight, and snowbally items. It's not as bad as anything like old Heartseeker was, which was you get stacks and then lose them on dying. But it's like, oh, you need this item is only properly effective when you're flat out winning. Bloodforge isn't as bad because it's just a good stat thing on its own.
Yeah, the stat.
It's generally, yeah, it's basically a stat
With
stick,
the cool passive.
and the shield is nice if you get it, but it's not. But it's not like the be all and end all of the item. Whereas Mail of Renewal stats are nice but not great. And then
maybe it's because I'm an assault main and I use Mail of Renewal and see it a lot more. Because you also get it a lot more.
But that's the other thing, is that some people still like the item, and it's whether or not it deserves a rework. Which goes back to the whole thing of, do people like reworks?
Oh boy, I mentioned something to somebody the other day. They push for a change, and I'm like, well, how would it affect like this? And they're like, the fact that you bring up anything that's not Conquest, I think I mentioned something about like, how would it affect Assault? Like, just bring it up as a general like counter answer. And he's like, the fact that you bring that up is just absolutely disgusting. You shouldn't balance, this game's balanced around Conquest 100%. And it's like, okay, yes, most changes
And
are
the percentage of
Conquest
people playing Conquest
focused,
is not.
but Conquest makes up a small percentage of your actual player base. And yes, you can focus your changes on Conquest, but if you bust something in Arena where most of your players are, they're not going to be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Balance changes are still predominantly made around Conquest, but if there's something that is going to be amazingly egregious in other modes, then that will be taken into account
so
when
Upwash
making
could
that
be
balance
banned
change.
in my Omni games. No, I'm kidding. My Infinite Assault. Get him out.
I will make sure your feedback is noted. Remove Upwash. I'm not sure I can sell it like that, but
No.
Probably not.
I mean, him and the three healers being the, I'm guessing, highest ban rate, like, for that mode of the day.
I'd probably put Odin up there somewhere as
Yeah.
well. But
Zeus
maybe.
in that category.
Oh, you're thinking,
Yeah.
Infinite Assault. Yeah, he's probably one of those. I don't know. It's just I'm sure then, there's the next god down the list that's just OP and, but.
I just have this to say. Fuck chain
Right?
abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Bro.
was on Split Push the other week, right? And we brought up chain abilities. And it actually was brought up a decent thing that I thought maybe they might want to implement is being able to see where your first bounce is going to go. Or at least not necessarily where it's going to go, but the range of it when it comes to them. So you actually know, like if you imagine just a second highlighter over your Zeus shield when you highlight it with, kind of like how the Neath weave will light up when you can hit it. And it'll just, here's the area.
Nice QOL. Do you want to buff chain abilities?
It's kind of a buff, but
If
I'm
you say
definitely
yes,
throwing
I might
that
punch you
into...
in the throat.
All right, I'm a Diamond Zeus, I'm a Diamond Naja, I'm a Diamond Raijin. What the fuck are you expecting me to say?
I am also a diamond of all three of those, and I still don't want to
No,
make
I don't
that
want
change.
to buff them, but I think it'd be a huge QOL. Not
What if they
not all
made
bounties.
it-
I
just need to know
think
the
there's a
first.
lot of QL changes that are still hard to sell
Mhm.
to the community.
What
though.
if instead of doing that, they made it like, what is it, Hell 1 when she's in her damage dark stance? To where there's just the circle at the end where, oh, you might hit them and this is how far it could bounce.
Don't fill my screen with unnecessary bullshit unless it actually means something. Because if you're just gonna show
It'll
me,
mean if you hit them, that's where it's going.
you gotta imagine like as I'm trying to like aim through everybody to hit the right person. If I got this big old thing lighting up when it's not even gonna hit anybody, I don't know.
Yeah, it was also a case of that's what the circle will look like. Is anyone going to be in that circle by the time the chain actually hits?
I mean, yeah,
It's one of those nice in theory, not
they
necessarily
could really
useful
just
in
put it
practice.
so it interacts with the shield that way. Then I guess.
That works.
Why not increase the shield aura to demonstrate where the chain lightning can bounce? That'd be a horrible idea.
It's not much different to how far the shield is at the moment, anyway. Well, that's a point that you can bring up.
All right, Blaze comes in with a second question. What are your thoughts on the movement speed nerf? And if you say anything other than it's fantastic, this episode is over.
Well, I'll pack my bags up now. No, I am a very large proponent for the movement speed changes that are happening. I think that some gods, including ones that are currently considered balanced, are going to be affected more than people think. Oloran specifically. And I would like to see how it affects them next patch, but other than that, I mean, I'm a big Morrigan fan as well, so rip bumbers on her. She's still going to be doing things, it's just going to be slightly less annoying, because you can blow her up, and she won't kill you immediately. But nobody being able to hit anything because everyone's moving at 550 movement speed
No,
isn't
it's
fun now.
stupid.
And I think people will be happy with the changes.
I do have one thing that I think might change on Oleron, and that's if you heal an ally with the heal, you'll get some sort of stim. I think that's something that could be added to his kit, so that like if you're,
I think just giving him a movement
yeah,
speed steroid
exactly.
to make him with the rest of them is not 100% the best way to go about it. Because then you're just proving the theory that every mage ADC has to have either some persistent slow in their kit or an MS stim.
True.
But we'll see.
I just think he's the one who's going to be the most affected.
He is doing okay at the moment, as far as I'm aware. I
He's
don't
getting
have the
played
stats.
in Pro League right now, so.
He's not doing very well when he's being played in the Pro
Did you
League.
not
is the other
see
thing.
the turnaround kill the other day? That was fan-fucking-tastic.
I mean, it was nice. It goes back to the game I had earlier in the week, where it's getting 3 kills off of a 2v4, but he is very focused on his ult compared to a lot of the
And
mage
his
ADCs.
early game is really rough.
So I think he is the only one of the mage ADCs who doesn't have some complete get out of jail free card. Kronos has rewind, Sol has her 3, Freya has her ult, and Oloran sure has his ult, but it's
not
not
a get out of jail free card.
not an insta get out of jail free card. He's got cast time. It doesn't make him immune. It just makes him faster and makes everyone else slower. So him losing the movement speed is relatively worse compared to the rest of them. But I like them. Shaman's Ring is going to be very interesting next patch.
It's going to be really strong.
Maybe a little overtuned. I've got a couple of predictions for next patch that I won't spoil until later on.
I think between the rise of Ethereal Staff and the changes to Shaman Ring, they're going to be very core on a very good selection of mid laners. And I think, well, I still think that mids are going to be playing in the long lane. I think both of those items are going to get used a lot more often.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
All right. Nev, the sick host, says, is there a leather-bound copy of the Word of Thoth that math teachers like Blaze and Gok can have in their classrooms this year?
Someone did message me once. I think it was someone who was on Split Push asking if they could do a physical copy of it at one point, which would be cool, but also very easy to be outdated.
Oh yeah, immediately.
So, but it would look awesome if someone did it.
Yeah, it would be cool to have a physical copy of it, but like,
And it'd also have to have
What
like
if you made a
something nice
like
looking.
an iPad case and you had a link to the updated PDF?
I mean, that's cool.
that would be
That might work a little bit better.
It would have to not be an iPad because I'm very anti-Apple.
No,
but
is this Surface
random
Book is
reasons.
that? I don't know tablets. I don't know them.
I don't care what it is, just not an iPad. Bringing up bad memories here.
Coffin Monkey comes in and says, if you could add one god to the game, who would it be?
Ooh. That's a tough one. Ooh. Someone's asked me this question before and I had an answer at one point. I don't think I have one anymore.
The one that I always said has been added.
Erebus.
Erebus? Which one's that one?
Isn't he the
He's,
guy?
No, Erebus is one of the primordial deities. So how Nox is
he's the void then, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is the primordial deity of the void and chaos. So Nyx/Nox in mythology is the night. Eros, Cupid, is love. Gaia is earth. Tartarus is the underworld. And he's chaos. I think the only issue is Discordia kind of fills a lot of the chaosy bits with her strife and
That's
whatnot.
hard to hit.
But I would still like to see him. But I mean, if you really want to see some cool gods, then maybe just wait till next year. Dun dun dun.
That's a known
Everyone's
issue.
going to be super hyped for
Big
next
This
things
is a
coming.
known issue.
It's a
Big
known
things
issue. It's a
coming.
known issue that people are going to be really hyped next year.
All right. There's two more questions. Coffin comes also in with, what kind of pasta is the best pasta? Currently at an Italian joint eating a lasagna.
I mean, he's already eaten the best one, then, isn't he?
Are you a lasagna guy?
Can't beat a home cooked lasagna.
See, I'm a manicotti
You just
fan,
can't.
which is basically lasagna just in a tube.
Both-
Lasagna and a
both
spag bowl.
are really,
I'm
really
easily
good.
satisfied.
Agreed.
I don't give a fuck. I just want
Just give
some
me a
salami
lasagna and a
and I
spag
want
bowl
some
and I'm a happy
prosciutto.
boot.
That's all I really care about.
Good prosciutto, man. All right. Last question. This comes from the mighty Schward. Why be a scared bird, Thoth, when you could be an alpha bird, Ra? But before you answer,
Because the scared.
before you answer, Coffin, who is a known Ra hater, said disgusting.
I agree with this fact and I like Ra. But smart bird over alpha bird.
Smart bird. There we go.
Smart bird. That's all you gotta say.
Famous? Oh, Jesus. We're talking about him
You're
today.
going
and
backwards
I'm
in
going,
the show
I'm
notes.
reverting.
We're talking to
I'm reverting.
We're talking to the
Other
spirit
direction.
realm. And now, in the Battleground of the Gods, say
Oh,
on.
Jesus.
Aunts,
Bro,
aunts,
do you have
aunts,
any
aunts.
questions for the guest?
You realize I roomed with this guy for 4 days straight, right?
Yeah, so you should have all the good questions.
Do you think we're ever gonna dethrone Trelly off his Super Smash throne?
I don't think he ever came back.
Do you think
after
it'll be
day 2
possible if
for
we
Smash
improve
Throne.
enough? He was pretty boss.
I mean, that was my first day of playing Super Smash Bros. On Switch ever.
It was my
so
second.
I
so.
feel fine in getting my ass handed to me.
Actually, looking back, that was pretty stacked in his favor. It was my second or third day. It was the Sword's first day.
We were in a bad position to try and beat him. I'll be honest. But no, yeah, we'll get him eventually. Maybe next year.
All right, Depp, what do you got?
You know, I've got a couple things, but real quick, let's mention wildmonkeydesign.com
WildMonkeyDesign.com.
For all design
for all
needs.
your design needs. It's where we got our logo.
It's badass.
Oh yeah. It's also on the poster that we've got on our Teespring
Oh,
store.
Jesus Christ. I told you.
Oh, Jesus. I knew it. You had to throw it in there.
Had to throw it in there, man.
And they call us the shills.
Literally before Depp joined the call, Fro said, we gotta cool it a little bit on the Teespring and YouTube and the sellout shit.
See,
we definitely have to
sell
say.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. And I love how
if you want to be a part of the community, we've got a Discord and a Twitter. Our Twitter's at Battleground of, where you can find a link to the Discord or a link in the description.
All that shit's for the end. Ask your fucking questions.
Did you know that you could find a link to our Teespring store?
I did not.
In the description.
Please tell me more information later on.
I'll take that as Depp doesn't have any questions.
Depp doesn't have any questions.
All right. I don't have any. I don't have any like very specific questions. But we were gonna do a Battle You, but this episode's already running a little long. So I do want to bring this up and kind of ask you a little bit if there's anything in the Word of Thoth that people should either read or know or like help them better understand some of the numbers behind Smite. What would your like intro level knowledge be for the people that are looking into that?
I mean, my first thing is always going to be making sure people know how protections work. You wonder why you're doing no damage to them is because you've built all power and no pen. And the other thing is that also creates a deeper set of understanding about the game that allows you to talk about it differently, because it's obviously a very hot topic all the time about, oh, there's a tank meta, oh, there's a burst meta. And whether or not the percent pen items are too strong or flat pen items are too weak or whatever you want to talk about in that sense. And, oh my god, Obsidian Shard's broken and Mage's burst you all. Or Executioner's broken because you can do whatever. And it's a lot easier to be able to have a balanced discussion with someone when they're not trying to deal with the fact that, oh, my Mage does 200 damage because you built Focus Shoes, Do More, Soul Reaver, and 3 other items, and none of which have any pen, and then you're against a Emir who's got 280 magical prots and 20% mitigations.
So you're literally doing nothing to him.
That bit, and then outside of that, I think a lot of it is tailored to where you are as a MOBA player, because maybe if you've played another game before, you kind of know stuff about how creeps go down a lane and they've got certain stats or whatever. And maybe you don't need to know all of that as a new player. But the idea is that all of it's there so that when you're ready for it, you can read it, and if you think you don't understand, you can come back to it when you're a bit better.
Good tips. I as a numbers guy, I haven't taken the time to read over it, but I do want to in the near future. But as my knowledge is like very generalized of how the numbers work, but you have, even on Twitter, there was a giveaway you did a while back about how much damage Kronos was it?
Kronos is 2. That wasn't actually testing people's ability to do math, so that was testing on people's ability to think creatively and work out the answer. I gave them a magical power value that was difficult enough that you couldn't just jungle practice it, but also required you on knowing how Rod of Tahuti interacts with his 2, or rather doesn't interact with his 2.
It was fantastically interesting to me how that worked out.
I have another one set up for later in the future, but I need to actually make sure that it interacts how I think it does before I post it, before someone does it and makes me look bad.
Testing is required.
So look out for that in future if you want to win some codes. And I'm not lazy and just want to say retweet and follow.
By the way, we're doing a giveaway. Make sure to retweet and follow.
Yep.
Whoops. About the time this episode releases, we will be doing a giveaway in our Discord. Shill.
Link in the description.
Unapologetic
shilling.
Oh wait, no, I'm not energy.
All right. That's pretty much it. I think it's time for the hat, Depp.
Hat of Purgatory. Well, last time we had the let's build a wall off the minions, don't let the minions out. And Nev was responsible for doing that one. Which
So
we
obviously,
got a sneak peek that it didn't go well, but Nev's not here. Hour 30 minutes in.
nailed it. Hour 30. Nev's not here.
So, yep. Nev's not here. So
Hour 30.
we don't have the old Hat of Purgatory for you guys, but we do have a new one. I believe Willow's the mastermind behind this one. I'm helping.
Well, this was supposed to be a Nev special as well.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Uh,
We're missing out today, guys. No Nev.
no Nev.
It was
So
probably the bees.
It was the bees. Not the bees!
Not the bees.
No, actually, I think I requested this one too because this would be Discordia, Nike, and who was the last one? You didn't post the full thing,
I don't
Willow.
know.
There's missing one god. One more god that buffs your
You,
allies.
in the Ideas and Shit channel, you posted
Stephanie?
I'm helping is Nike, Isis, and Hell, but I actually, instead of Hell, like Discordia better.
Oh, no, that's right. It was supposed to be Hell because it's someone who helps the entire team with their passive.
Yep. All team aura passives.
Yep.
Kabrakan, Isis.
Bracket. I mean, you could almost throw
Bracket.
Ares in there
Nike.
because he's going to build 5 auras. And there, we got a 5-man.
Kabrak,
No.
no. I mean, if you actually want people who have passives that
Alright.
benefit the team, then it is literally Kabrakan, Isis, Nike.
Hell.
Who's the other two? If you want to stretch it a little, then Hell's the 4th, and then if you're stretching like an Amma, because it's a passive on an ability, but
I
Yeah, it's
kinda
not really
like
a
that
passive.
too because that
I'm sure
gives you like
there is
a
a fifth. I just
actual
can't.
legit conquest team too. I like that. I'm with it. I like
If
it.
you get a 5-man, you can add Kabrakan and Amaterasu, but the true 3-man is Nike, Isis, Hell.
Cerberus debuffs, not buffs thing.
All right, so
thought it
this
was being
week
clever
we'll
there.
do unique. We'll let you do a 3 or 5-man.
There you go.
And by you, I mean Willow, because me and him are going to volunteer for this.
Fuck you. I pick Isis.
But I'm a Diamond Isis.
Because I'm fucking not playing Hell. I'm not playing Hell. I will play Nike. I would play Nike. And as long as we don't do this with Danny Boy and put him on Hell, we should be okay.
Oh, I've got the 5th.
No,
I've got the
that's
5th.
Yeah.
Capri.
Capri?
Capri!
Kepri.
Yeah.
There we go. Willow's like,
There
all
we
right, 5-man,
go.
I'm picking Kepri.
There's your 5.
Yep.
There's your 5.
There we go. I'm with
That's
it.
a lot of magic damage. Good luck.
There's a lot of Guardians. It's fine. You just build Kabrak and it's
Yeah,
full
he's a
damage.
jungle.
Fine.
Staff of
Fine.
Merdin,
How about this?
Polynomicon.
Instead, I'll
Easy.
just volunteer to do it, and then I can make Depp do it with me in a mode of the day if Willow doesn't want to.
I will do it if it comes down
You have
to
to
it.
be able to play with me first.
I know. I got to get Xbox Live.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't need it to play Smite.
You do. You don't need
That's
it on
what he thought
PlayStation.
Huh?
He thought he didn't need it. And then he needed it last night when we were trying to game.
Unfortunate,
Oh, yeah.
really. See, I'm channeling my inner Capri.
Unfortunate.
Really.
All right.
Hello, friends.
It's fine. We all know that the best. We know that the best line is a mighty storm,
Oh, Jesus.
which I can't do anymore.
Oh.
Also, that line is the reason that Alquong's on his rework, his base skin says the mighty sword.
The Mighty Sword.
Just some trivia in case people didn't know.
Interesting. I did not know that.
You didn't know that, Depp?
No.
How did you not know that? You used to listen to VD2, and they talked about that. Like, literally they had one episode where Matt, like, consistently said a mighty sword, or a mighty storm, like, 7 times.
I remember that episode.
I don't remember that episode.
I think it's literally called
Bro,
a
you've
mighty...
got- Fro, you listen to things multiple times. I don't.
I don't either.
I listen
I'm the
to it
same way.
once and like I tune it out most of the time because I'm
Okay,
at
you're
work.
right. You're right. I've listened to each episode of
Like-
them like 5-6 times.
Yeah. You've got an encyclopedic knowledge. You did their trivia.
I mean, you're not wrong.
There's a
I also did a trivia for them.
Yep.
All right, let's get out of here
But-
before you keep fucking roasting me.
Our community corner that we challenged you to last week was rework a god for us or item. So
Yeah, we
we're gonna be
expanded it.
extending that. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
you can
saw that.
rework anything.
I saw
and
the post and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. We're doing this then.
Yeah, I originally we said in the episode to rework a god, but then I was like, maybe people want to change an item or something about a map, and I was like, let's just open it up. It'll give more people chances to add more things to the community corner.
Yeah.
Next week should be the episode that we do the community corner, and then we'll take a week off, like we said. If you have any ideas for filler stuff that you'd like us to do, somebody actually suggested that we do like an open topic conversation at the end of the episode. Maybe we'll try that on our off episode.
Just shooting the shit.
Just shoot the shit about whatever for like 15-20 minutes. If you are interested in something like that, feel free to hit us up in our Discord or on Twitter. We have a feedback channel. Any ideas are good ideas. And
All
just
right.
because we don't use it doesn't mean it's a bad idea.
All right. It just dawned on me.
But you
I
can
got
leave feedback
a
in our
section we can do
Discord.
at the end.
Link in the description.
We can literally just call it open mic. If someone's got a little rant they want to do on the weeks we don't have a community corner, we can do the open mic.
Open mic, I like it.
Flareb00t just typed in chat, name that ability contest. Just saying.
I will slap you all at it, but I'm not here.
Oh, shoot.
That was my thing up until like, I don't know, maybe a year ago. I pride myself on being able to name every single ability,
So what do you mean name
There
that
was,
ability contest?
which is
There's-
part of why it really annoys me in Battleground, Battle Sound of the Gods. Sorry,
Mm.
when people like, oh, who ye won? It's just Ricochet.
All right.
There's a pro player who I talk about that with a couple of times, and he's just as mad as I am. Because name that ability, not oh who you won. So frustrating.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
All
I
right.
think there's an app that's like Smite Quiz, and it gives you like the pictures of the abilities, and you have to say which god or ability.
There's a
name.
few Sporkle quizzes and stuff as
Yeah.
well.
I did that one for a while. That was really actually kind of helping me out with knowing what abilities to go with which gods and stuff, because it's hard to keep them all straight. There's over 100 gods now, so that's how it do. So Flareb00t, why don't you tell us where we can find you on the internet?
So, my Reddit username is Flareb00t. You can find me on Twitter at Flareb00t, and I don't really stream because Toaster. Maybe sometime in the future I will, but not at the moment. So those are two main places you can find me. You can also find links to all those on the smitegame.com/Olympians page, where you can also find Fro and the other 7 of us Olympians and find out a bit more about us and what we do and what you can come to us about. Because we want to hear from you guys as much as you want to give your feedback. So. And obviously the other link that I want to give out to people is wordofThoth.com, which is the link to the guide. There was some trouble recently in which the site I was hosting it on now is like, oh, you got to pay to access it, which was just as frustrating for me as it was for everyone else, but finally managed to circumvent it. So I'm happy about it.
Links will be in the description.
Thank you very much.
Also, you guys know
Alrighty.
where we are. The rest of us hosts,
Yeah.
you know who we are, where to find us. If you don't,
At
then,
Battleground of on Twitter.
Yeah. If you don't, look in the description.
Exactly. Okay, Fro's saying that name that ability contest is gonna happen.
Easy
Yeah.
clap.
Confirmed. Not a date yet. No date's set, but
Easy clap.
confirmed it's gonna happen.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
What? Did we do
Yo.
no copyright sounds?
Check out NCS. They'll be doing the ones, or oh fuck, I don't English well.
The ones.
They are the
You don't
ones
English.
who will be doing this
Me
dope
no
ass
English, good.
song on the outro.
That's playing now.
You motherfucker! Now we have to edit that just so it's per. I hate you. I hate
You're
you.
welcome.
You just volunteered to edit,
Bye.
motherfucker.
I don't have time.
And it was at this point that he knew that Willow fucked him.
Down the bass and sound, get